News, today's news.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Photographers have staked out spots outside the courthouse in New York, waiting for Donald Trump to arrive for day one of his civil trial in a case brought by the state attorney general, who'd like to put the former president out of business. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
An appellate court had already ruled that some of the claims against President Trump expired under the statute of limitations, yet the trial judge is still including them as part of the case against Trump. The president's lawyers will demand to know why. There are other unresolved issues. For instance, given that Trump never defaulted on these loans and the banks were repaid and in fact made money, who is being harmed here?
The Supreme Court is fresh back from summer recess to begin a new term today. Correspondent Jan Crawford from Washington.
On the Second Amendment right to bear arms, the court will consider what that means for people under restraining orders for domestic violence. On voting rights, they will consider a case where black challengers say South Carolina Republicans drew legislative districts based on race.
In Hollywood, striking actors return to the bargaining table for the first time since their walkout began in July. Negotiations come less than a week after writers ended their 5-month-old walkout against studios and streamers. Union leaders hailed the WGA agreement for including pay raises, staff size, and restrictions on use of AI. Late-night talk shows return to the air tonight. Have an outstanding student loan? Time to dig deep again. Payments have just resumed for millions of Americans after a 3-year pandemic pause. Financial counselor Kim Miller.
They were using the money that was going to student loans for food and transportation and housing, and so now they have to squish that back into their budget.
The Supreme Court struck down President Biden's plan to cancel up to $20,000 in debt for lots of borrowers. New concerns about hundreds of thousands of SUVs. Here's CBS's Jim Crisula.
Federal highway safety officials are expanding their investigation into 708,000 Ford Sport utility vehicles over engine failures linked to a faulty valve. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says under normal driving conditions, the vehicles without warning may experience a loss of power.
Yet another reason breast is generally best for babies. New research says it helps prevent childhood obesity. CBS's Michael George.
Research presented for the European Association for the Study of Diabetes shows that babies breastfed for at least 6 months had a lower percentage of body fat at age 9 compared to children who weren't breastfed.
S&P futures are down 11. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 59 degrees.